Hi everybody, my name's Steph and today we're going to show you something a little bit different. What we have here is my Waterman number 52 from the 1920s. You can see this one has two 9-carat solid gold bands. We've got the section with the nib and the feed. We've got a new sack fitted there. We've got the cap. What we've got as well here is in the filler bar from inside the pen as well. Now what we're going to try and show you today, ladies and gentlemen, is unfortunately with the old Waterman pens, what you'll find is if you're actually restoring them is that, as you can see on this particular lever box assembly, now to the back there, I'm hoping you can actually see that, you see that the assembly's got these two little lugs at the end, and it should be the same at this particular side as well. There's normally a little lug that actually sits, well, once you've taken it out of the barrel, it sits at a right angle, sort of pointing downwards if you like. Now unfortunately, as with these particular pens, they are susceptible to breaking off because they don't like to be sort of bent backwards and forwards numerous times. So I'm hoping you can see there should be another lug to the bottom of the assembly, or the little back section there. So in effect, to look at it, you should have two lugs. As I say, this particular one, unfortunately, it's broken off, but it's not the end of the matter, and they are quite easily repairable. So what I'm actually going to try and do is try and show you how we actually solder another piece of metal to the end there. Sorry, not to the end there, to the end there. And try and repair this particular box assembly, and then what we'll do, we'll pop it in the pen again and show you how easy it is. So basically what happens is, as I say, the lug actually sits to the bottom there, and it points down at a 90-degree angle once it's actually been opened up. Now what I've actually done, first of all, I've used my small little file, and basically I've cleaned the area to the end there where I'm actually going to be soldering. Now I don't know if you can actually see, but in a moment there's the little piece that is broken off, and there is my new little piece that I'll be soldering back onto the assembly here. Now before I do that, what I'm actually going to do is just set my things up, if you like, so I can work a little bit better, because I'm working at arm's length and in front of the camera. So what I'm actually going to do, I'm just going to finish the video here at this particular point, and I'll be back in a moment, and hopefully we've set everything up and we'll show you how to solder it back on. So just for a moment, I'll just say bye bye for now. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we're back again. So right, let's try and show you how to repair this box lever, if you like. First of all, what I like to do is get the solder, and hope you can see it there, is actually tap it so that it's actually quite flat, and then I just cut little pieces up, which hopefully will show you there. There's little pieces of solder that I'm going to be using. First of all, what we're going to do, we're going to just tin both of the areas. This is going to be the new piece of lug, if you like, that's going to be soldered onto the end there. Now it doesn't matter about the size, because what we're going to do, and we're going to actually trim it afterwards, but first of all what I'm going to try and do is, oops, like I say, it's going to be a little bit difficult this, because we're working in front of the camera, but if you just bear with me, and hopefully with a bit of patience, says he. Nope, just bear with me. There we go, it's going now a bit. Okay, so what I like to do first of all is just place a piece of solder onto the end there. Now if you just bear with me. Now what we do is get the soldering iron. I'm hoping you can see this, because as I say, I'm working behind the camera, but what we'll do, we'll heat that up and hopefully give it a few seconds. There we go, and that's melted nicely. Okay, so what we've done there, we've tinned that particular area first of all. Now we can pop that down to one side. Incidentally, I'm not actually using any flux, because this solder has actually got flux actually, if you like, built into built into it, if you like. Let me just get the pliers. Actually, I didn't realise my pliers were actually magnetised, but again, if you just bear with me, let's get a piece of flux there. Okay, now what we need to do here, ladies and gentlemen, is very carefully, this is why it's going to be a little bit on the tricky side, because we're working behind a camera. So if you just have to bear with me, ladies and gentlemen. No, that's fallen just to the side there, but hopefully we can pick it up. Okay, now if I can just, no. Oh, well, these are things that pin now. Let me just get that again. Okay, we'll give it one more try here, ladies and gentlemen, because like I say, it's a little bit difficult. So there's a flux. Oh, there we go, we nearly had it then. There we go. We got there in the end. Okay, so what I need to do now is get the iron again, and what I'm actually going to do is just press that along to the metal there. Now this might just take a little bit longer because I'm not actually touching the solder itself, but there we go, and that actually went. Okay, so I'm hoping you can see that. The flux actually went onto that particular section there. So, right, what we need to do now, if we just get the little piece that we're going to actually be soldering on, just bear with me, ladies and gentlemen, while I grab it from this end here. Okay. Like I say, a little bit difficult because I'm working from behind the camera, and when I'm actually working close up, it's a lot easier. Now what I'm actually going to do now, I'm actually just going to present this little piece to the end there, like so. Now what we want to do is make sure that we get it correctly. Oops, just bear with me again, ladies and gentlemen. The beauty about it is what you're actually seeing is actually it's being done right here, right now, as they say. So make sure that I've gripped that properly there. Get the soldering iron again, and what I need to do is just present that to this particular section here, like. Okay, we want to make sure it's nice and straight first of all. Oops. Right, ladies and gentlemen, this is proving a little bit more trickier than I thought, but if we persevere, just bear with me while I don't talk, I'm trying to concentrate. We nearly had it then. Okay, just one more minute. Right, I'm hoping we're going to have to edit this bit out, I think. Right, get into a different position, Stefan. Just bear with me. As I say, normally it's a lot easier than this, believe it or not, but oh dear. We'll do this yet, ladies and gentlemen, don't worry. Oh dear. Right, I'm hoping I'm going to have to be able to edit all this out, I think. Right, we'll take a chance here, ladies and gentlemen. And what we'll try and do is present it with our hand. Way! Well, that took a while. As I say, ladies and gentlemen, believe it or not, it's normally a lot easier than that, but as I say, I'm actually working at arm's length. I'm working from behind the camera. If I just undo the clamp, as you can see, all the setup that I've got here is actually sort of homemade. What I'm actually using is large tweezers in a clamp. If I just throw them to one side, and there we have it, ladies and gentlemen, and that's basically what we're looking for. Okay, as you can see, it's now actually got a piece that is pointing all the way down. Let's see if we can show you a close-up of that. Okay, so I'm hoping you can see that. Now what I'm going to do now, again, I'm not going to do it on camera because it's all very fidgety, and well, that one took a little bit longer than it normally does, but when I'm working close by with my eyeglass in, it's a lot easier. But what I've actually tried and done is actually set it all up so I can show you, and it's proved to be just a little bit more fidgety than I actually thought. But what I'm going to do now is trim this and just trim off the solder and everything, and let's just make it a little bit neater. What we need is obviously we don't need it this long, we just need literally a couple of millimeters, just so this particular section will bend back under inside the barrel. So just for now, ladies and gentlemen, once again I'm just going to say ta-ta for now, and we'll pop back when I've just actually trimmed it and just filed it off a little bit. So just for now, I'll just say ta-ta. Okay, then we're back now. So what you saw last time, we soldered a little piece onto the box lever, and what I've actually done now, I've actually trimmed it. So as we saw before, let's try and get you some close-up. So there's the original two tags at the end there, and there's the one that we've soldered on. And if we could just actually give you different angles like that, and what we've done, we've trimmed it off. We've made it nice and round, as you can see there, hopefully. What we've also done is clean the solder, any sort of loose solder to the edges there, we've cleaned that up. Okay, so I'm hoping you can see that. As you can see, it's not as long as it was before, a little bit longer than they normally are, admittedly, but that won't create a problem. Okay, so there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. That's how simple it is. So you don't need to actually throw them away. You can actually just solder a piece of, normally you can, well, if you can get some brass, use some brass. This is just a piece of metal that I've used before. It does actually bend quite nicely. Okay, so what we've done, as I say, we've cleaned it all up, etc. Now what you'll find is that we'll actually replace this back, because we've actually replace this little tab to the front, whereas normally it just sits underneath there. We've added a fraction of a millimeter maybe to the length, so sometimes what you may find is that it won't actually fit, because hopefully what yeah, there you go, you can see what we've got just inside there. We've got two little lips, if you like, and sometimes if this does not fit because we've added this little piece on, what we need to do is just file down this little particular lug at the front there, just to let it fit. But let's just first of all, just to see if everything's okay with it. Maybe we don't need to do nothing with it at all. So as I say, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do that. As I'm doing that, I'm going to actually look over the camera, so I'm hoping you can see everything. Okay, so there you have it. As you can see, we're just slightly short there. Okay, so it won't go in, so that's not a big problem. So what we need to do is, says he, is get ourselves a file, and what we'll do, we'll just simply file this little lip to the front there. Okay, only needs a fraction, so what I'll do it off camera because it's taking long enough as it is, and I'll be back in just a moment. Okay, we're back again. So right, what we've actually done here, just simply off camera, if you actually see this little lip just inside the slit there, just to the back, I've actually got a little file and just filed that little bit off there. So Hopefully now, if we just put this in at an angle like so, and if we present the back end first, that's clipped into place. Now there we go, superb. Right, I'm really happy with that. So what I'm going to do now, ladies and gentlemen, is bring on my homemade tool again. You've seen this in another video. Now what I'm going to do now is use this end here, just underneath there, and what that'll do, that'll just begin to bend the bar that we've just placed on, just to start it off. So if I place that inside like so, hold it down with my little thumb like that, and if I bend it like that, okay, and what we'll do, we'll just check it. Looking good, looking good. So what I've done, I've just used this particular bar here, and in effect I've actually bent the lug not into place, but I've bent it to start it off. Now what I'm going to do now is use this particular end of the tool, and what I'll do there is place that underneath, again press down with my nail to the top there, and basically what I'm going to do is pull that up a couple of times like so. Okay, and also because we've loosened it, I'm also going to do the same to the back there, because we've actually loosened the lug to the back there. So if I just, again, all we need is up and pull. So there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. How easy was that? Okay, so what we've done there now is not only have we repaired this the lever box assembly, we've now fitted it into the pen, and as you can see, it fits perfectly. And that's how easy it is, ladies and gentlemen. So next time you do a service on the Waterman, and you find that one of the lugs actually breaks off, which they have a tendency to do so, don't worry about it, and just try and follow the way I've actually done it. As I say, I'm sorry it's took so long, but it is a bit fiddly. Normally I like to do these jobs very close up with an eyepiece, and it makes life a lot easier, but I'm actually working from behind the camera, so it does make life a little bit difficult, as you saw when we tried to solder that piece on. But there you go, ladies and gentlemen, there's the end result. Perfect again. So there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. So what I'll do, the next video I'll do, we'll put the pen back together and we'll do a brief review on the pen itself, and we'll show it to you writing. But all that was there is just to show you how to repair a Waterman box lever assembly when the little stud or whatever is actually broken off. So I hope you enjoyed that, ladies and gentlemen. I hope it's actually, well, I hope it's helpful to you and you've learned something. But don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, plenty more videos on YouTube. Don't be shy. Go and leave a comment. A lot of people watching, but nobody's leaving comments, so don't be shy. Go and leave a comment. And last but not least, why not come over to the fountain pen community and join us there. There's lots of friendly banter, lots of friendly people, and lots of friendly advice like this. So if you need to find out more about a particular job or a particular pen, come on over to the fountain pen community. So for now, ladies and gentlemen, I'll just say bye now.